days. And here's my son. My mother and all these people out here. And it's my son. My son.
She was 98 years old, and the boy who lived just a few houses away walked into her home with a purpose no one in that neighborhood could have imagined. Wadsworth, Ohio, wasn't the kind of place where people fear their neighbors. The streets were calm, routines never changed, and everyone knew Margaret Douglas as a soft-spoken, fiercely independent woman who had lived almost a century without losing her kindness. But only a few doors away, a teenager named Gavon Ramsay was slipping into a world no one around him could see. Teachers thought he was quiet. Neighbors thought he was shy. His family believed he was just going through a moody teenage phase. No one understood how far he had drifted from the person they thought they knew.
98 years old, just living out her days. And here's my son. My mother and all these people out here. And it's my son.
This is Stephen Ramsay, a father blindsided by an unthinkable truth. At this moment, he's utterly shell-shocked, grappling with the horrifying revelation about his teenage son, Gavon Ramsay.
Engaging his sex with her. Was she still alive when he was doing that? Oh my God.
This haunting footage of 98-year-old Margaret Douglas was taken mere moments before one of the most horrifying acts of human cruelty unfolded. The father uncovered a dark secret about his teenage son, something he could never have imagined. But even more disturbing truths were about to surface, sending chills down their spines. The mystery of Margaret's death, the gruesome violation of her body, and the twisted motive behind the unthinkable crime left the detectives shocked.
Police?
Yes, this is Howard Leisure. My aunt lives on Portage Street.
Okay.
And a friend of ours stopped over there yesterday to check on her, and she was nowhere to be found. We didn't know if you'd found anybody wandering.
No, we don't have any reports of anybody wandering.
We can't find her in the house anywhere. He went in the house and looked through the whole house, couldn't find her. We don't know where she's at. She's 98 years old.
Did she live there by herself?
She lives there by herself, yes.
What's her name?
Margaret Douglas. And she never locks her house.
98-year-old woman died after she was reported missing yesterday. Police said she was found in a hidden location in her house.
Initially, the police struggled to identify a prime suspect, as most leads led to dead ends. However, that soon changed when they began receiving complaints about petty crimes near Margaret's house. One report in particular caught their attention. A man named Paul recounted meeting a young man on the dating app Grindr. The two arranged to meet, but the young man suddenly became aggressive during their encounter, pushed Paul out of his car, and drove off with his belongings. A few days later, the police were alerted to two young men behaving suspiciously in parking lots. Not long after, they broke into a construction site and made a critical mistake. One left behind a cell phone. The phone was traced to a teenager named Braden, who was quickly identified and brought in for questioning. During his interrogation, Braden revealed the name of his accomplice. His partner in crime, 17-year-old Gavon Ramsay, had a long history of petty offenses in the area. Consequently, Gavon was summoned for questioning on April 13, 2018, accompanied by his mother, Christine Ramsay, to address the break-ins.
We're here, so I'm just going to ask them.
Right.
I'm just going to be straightforward, you know? There's no reason for me to fluff anything up.
Nope.
And I'm sure you guys know about the elderly woman that was found.
Oh my God, that was horrifying. That was horrifying.
Mm-hmm.
It is horrifying.
Did you know her at all?
No, other than just to see her out, like on a porch. That actually makes me want to cry. Like, how do you get to be 98 years old? Nobody lives to be 98. It's so rare. And someone else thought that was okay. Like, how does that, I don't know. Like, why does your life end like that?
Gavon, do you know anything about it?
No. Honestly, probably 5 or 6 people.
That you talked to? Is that what you're saying? Is there something else you need to tell us? What's upsetting you so much?
Nothing.
I've been doing this for a little while. and I have a whole gaggle of children of my own, ranging from the age of 26 all the way down to 10, so I'm pretty good with this stuff.
The investigator emphasizes her maternal role, even sharing personal details from her life. This approach is a calculated strategy to build trust with the suspect and encourage him to open up further.
I asked, did you get put in a bad situation? Did somebody put you in a bad situation?
No.
No?
Yeah, let's put it this way. Honesty is always what's best.
I'm not holding anything back. Like,
You've already gotten yourself in trouble, so.
I know, and I don't even. I don't know what to say.
Is there more? Because you know it all
No,
comes out.
it's not that there's anything more. It's what the dude.
That's why I always told you kids, what happens in the dark comes out in the light. That's the way it works. You mess up, you get caught. You make bad choices, you're gonna pay for it. So if there's something else, let's get it all out on the table so that we know what we're dealing with.
There's not anything else. It's. I don't know. I'm mad at myself. I'm so mad at myself.
What are you so mad at yourself for?
I was 16 there, yeah. Felony and like 5 misdemeanors, and now I'm gonna be in more trouble. I have to go back to court, and I'm done with it. I'm so done with it.
That's fair enough.
Like honestly, I don't even want to live at home anymore. I don't know. I'm not normal. I need to live somewhere else. Like in, I don't know, some halfway house or something. I honestly would not care.
Why would you want to live in a halfway house? What is so wrong about living at home?
No, but there's nothing that they do. It's me. Like, everything I'm putting them through, I'm costing them thousands of dollars. Constant heartbreak. I've honestly probably never made either of them proud. I don't do anything good.
Stop cussing.
It's a word.
Well, it's disrespectful.
So you're upset with yourself?
Yeah, I hate myself. That's really it.
You know, the suspicious death of the elderly woman is right there too.
God, I know.
That's why I'm saying, you know, I can't imagine you doing something like that. I'm just interacting with you this little bit. I can't imagine that's in your wheelhouse.
No.
But, you know, if we would come to find out that you're not being honest about something that, you know, put you back on the list of people to take a look at.
Right.
You know, so it's a serious situation. That's why I want to make sure.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Honestly, can you two actually leave for a second?
What's that?
Can you two actually leave? So I can talk to her.
Yeah.
The carjacking, it was me. I'm going to be honest about it, but the way that he explained it, that guy, that grinder thing, yeah, I have been on it. And this guy was like the first time that this happened, and I told him, like, I was 17 and everything, and I wasn't planning on doing anything with him. It's not my style. I was just, like, he's a 40-year-old man trying to get with a 17-year-old, so I was just going to rob him. It's still messed up, but against what he's doing, I don't really think it is. And then the whole carjacking thing, I never even left Overlook. I literally, I got in, and he's like, what, should we go to the back seat? I'm like, yeah. So he got out. I sit and locked the doors, and hopped in the driver's seat and just drove around, messed with him, and then I left.
So then you got out and left?
Yeah, I didn't damage the car. I didn't.
Well, we knew it was there, you know, when he finally went somewhere to get a phone, and we knew there was something more to the story that he wasn't telling us.
Yeah, I didn't damage any of the stuff. I just,
Do you have his wallet?
No, that's, because I kept asking him, I cracked the window of the car, 'cause he walked up, the doors are locked and everything. I'm like, where's your wallet? And he's like, I don't have it. So then, I open his glove box and all that. And I'm like, well, show me your pockets. And he's like, I don't have it, but can I have my phone? I'm like, no. And then I turned and he tried to grab the window and break it. And then I gassed it and he walked, and that's when he left Overlook. And then I went up to where the dumpsters are. You know where that white van is? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's where I left the car, and I just went away. And then the only reason I knew what he was saying was because I heard sirens and stuff. I'm like, that guy's not just gonna leave. Why would you leave your car? And then I downloaded the 5.0 radio, and I was listening, and he said the kid was trying to get a ride to Elm Street, and he came up to my car asking for a ride. Looks like he was in distress or something, and that's not what happened.
Yeah. Why were you on that app?
Really, just for that reason, to find guys that are that low of people, I guess.
That want to get with kids.
Mm-hmm. It's karma, really. If you're gonna do that, then I'm gonna rob you.
And you told him how?
I was 17.
You told him you were 17? What was his response to that?
He was okay. And he was down to meet. So that's when I decided I was just going to take his money and leave.
Did he touch you at all? Did you touch him at all?
No.
Now, where were you at in the car?
I got into the front seat, the front passenger. Mm-hmm. And then, whenever, I didn't even have the door really closed yet. My foot was still out. Just precautions, I guess, if I needed to run. And he was should you go in the back seat to do this? And I'm like, yeah. And then he got out, and I pulled my door closed after he shut his, and I locked it, and then he was locked out of the car.
Is that all?
Yeah, that's all of it.
You didn't hurt that old lady, did you?
No, and that's what I was pissed about earlier.
What were you pissed about?
Because there's actually people that do the video killing the girl, and that's I just said some dark stuff and everything, and I don't know, people know I'm a dark person, I guess, but I'm not gonna go kill somebody.
In psychology, the term dark personality is often used to describe individuals with psychopathic traits and a tendency for manipulation. Gavin claimed he targeted men with tendencies, justifying his actions by asserting that these individuals were disgusting and deserved to be robbed. However, as the full truth emerges, detectives will soon realize that Gavin wasn't much different from the men he condemned.
It's not like that. But people are they're oh, you killed her, didn't you? I really feel like you did. I'm like, no, I didn't.
So people are saying it?
Yeah, and it's making me really mad. It really is.
Did you know her?
No, her neighbor, the old couple, I used to do yard work and stuff for him, and I think I tried to burn her one time, but she said she had nephews and grandsons that come over and do it for her.
Have you ever been in her house?
No, as far as I've been is on her front porch because I knocked on her door.
How long ago was that?
No, that was years. That was probably 14.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there's no reason that we would find your DNA inside her house because we swabbed the hell out of that house.
You shouldn't.
Okay. If you've never been in there, then obviously we wouldn't. But, you name it. We swabbed it, we took it. I'm sure you know we were there all night.
Yeah.
We don't have the results back, and we won't have them back for a while, but do you know anybody that would do something like that?
No, the only person I know that's probably crazy enough to do anything like that is Hugh. He works at Marie's, but I feel like he's more bark than he is bite. like when I first got hired at Marie's, people were like, you know, I don't mess with you and everything. And I mean, that's the first thing that I did.
Is that his real name?
Yeah, Hugh Young, I'm pretty sure. And
where does he live?
I don't even know. I found his Facebook the other day.
Does it say Hugh Young?
Well, it says Hugh D. Young, but in it looks way different because he's got just a goatee, clean shaven. Now he looks like he's actually kind of crazy.
What do you think should happen to somebody that does that?
That kill someone?
Kills a 98-year-old woman. Yeah.
I don't know. I think eye for an eye is the best way to go. That's how I look at things. Eye for an eye.
And your DNA is already on file? I mean, if it makes you feel better, I will give them your name and let them know your DNA is on file, and they can rule you out. Okay, when we get a DNA profile. Would that help you?
I mean, what, for like the lady?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that doesn't bother me.
Well, I think it bothers you that people are accusing you of it.
Yeah, it does, but I don't know. Like, people are still going to say it. It makes me mad because that many people have said it, but I haven't really heard it since, like, it was only the first couple of days since it happened, but I haven't. So, I mean, you can if you want, it doesn't really matter to me.
Well, I think if we get a profile that doesn't match up to anything we've submitted, that they run it through the computer system, and the computer system runs it against all that they've collected from people who've been in trouble in the past. So that's how it usually works. So it would probably get passed over anyways.
You had your mom leave the room the other day. Were you going to tell me this?
No, this was the carjacking. I thought about it, but I didn't know what to do.
Did you know I'd be coming to see you after we got your phone?
I figured. As soon as I heard the knock on the door, I honestly, if my boots were tied, I think I would have.
I really don't want to go into the contents of the phone, but there was enough in there to implicate him.
Showing that he was there.
Correct.
You sure I can't get you a drink?
I thought so.
I know telling me about it doesn't give you much relief.
Just change the fact that it ruined my life.
Gavon expresses remorse, but the full extent of his disturbing actions is about to be revealed. Margaret lived just around the corner from Gavon. Tragically, she was found deceased, having been strangled, and her body hidden inside her own home.
She was definitely moved into the closet, and she was put in there, and she was hidden so that it would be difficult to find.
However, the most horrifying details of what was done to her body after death were yet to be uncovered.
What happened to Margaret's underwear? Alright?
There was a bit of an altercation. Like, she wasn't whatever she was going through.
So did you kind of wrestle with her then?
A little bit. Like, just off the couch.
On the floor? And her underwear got torn then?
Yeah, everything was ripped.
So when she died, was she on the couch or on the floor?
Floor.
Were you on top of her then?
Kind of.
Like straddling her?
Yeah.
And did you use one hand or both?
Both.
Did you squeeze it or push her against the floor or both?
Both.
And you said you don't remember if she was bleeding at that point?
Well, I mean, the only reason I can think of bleeding is when I put my hand over her mouth.
So when you were holding her hand over her mouth, you might have pushed too hard and maybe made her nosebleed.
Yeah.
Upon investigating the body, the officers noted several disturbing findings. The victim's nightgown had been completely unbuttoned, exposing torn underwear. Her neck and face were marked with multiple signs of trauma, indicating she had been assaulted and strangled with the perpetrator's bare hands.
Something like this is very uncommon. I've been here for over 25 years, and I've never seen a case quite like this one.
So, were you in her house for a little while before you woke her up?
I mean, I came up on the porch, and I didn't even know what I was going to do. And I looked in the window and everything. I don't know, I felt like going into a house is like the biggest adrenaline rush I could get, I guess. So then I tried the doorknob and that just happened to be unlocked.
Was it the front door or back door?
Or back door.
Okay. So you went into the kitchen?
Was like the TV on or something? When you went in?
I don't think so.
Headed up the house, she didn't hear it or something.
Well, she was already asleep whenever I went in, because when I came around the corner, that's where I saw her, and it scared me. Because I didn't expect to see someone right there. I didn't hear anything. So I came in, I opened the door, and I just listened. And then I didn't hear anything, so maybe nobody's home. And then I go to walk around that corner, and I'm still going slow, but I see her, and she's, I don't know, sleeping or something.
The crime that the detectives are dealing with involves an individual exhibiting traits of psychopathy, a condition in forensic psychology marked by persistent antisocial behavior, impulsivity, selfishness, callousness, emotional detachment, and a lack of remorse. As revealed in later footage, Gavon's psychopathy is compounded by sadism and sexual perversions, including necrophilia.
And then I go to turn around and hit the chair, and it made a noise, and she woke up.
And she started to scream at that point, you said?
Yeah, because when I hit the chair, I turned back around, and I looked, and she was there staring at me and started to yell. And then looked for the phone. She already knew what it looked like.
Were you trying to get when she went for the phone? Is that when you were trying to get the phone away from her so she couldn't call? Did you knock that out away, or is that what you guys fight with the phone?
It was a little bit of a fight. I think I threw it under the couch. I'm not really sure.
You guys ended up on the floor at that point?
Yeah, I don't even know where the phone went.
You see you guys on the floor, her gown, the floor.
Yeah, because she was still
wearing her underwear, I guess.
I don't even know if she was wearing underwear. Okay. Because when she was on the couch, she grabbed the phone and everything. It was still yelling, and I don't know if she died or anything yet or not, but I just didn't know what to do, and then that happened. By the time I even realized what I was doing, it was too late to stop anything.
And you realized that when you were on the floor on top of her with your hands on her.
Yeah, there's a couple of videos of you kind of peeking over the edge of the couch and videotaping her. When was that all done?
That was on the same night. Why did I lie about anything? That was stupid.
It's okay. Oh, you went in the house earlier?
No, I never went to the house before, but I went in, and I was being quiet and everything. And how it happened, I wasn't lying about that, but I did, I turned the corner, I did see her.
And you hid?
Yeah, then I hid, and I was taking my phone, I was taking pictures to see if she was awake.
I got you.
And then
she saw you?
And we stood up, and she saw me.
Did your flash go off on your phone?
I don't think so.
So from there, did you tell us the truth about the rest of that? So how long do you think you were in the house before you woke her up?
I don't know, probably like 10, 15 minutes.
And then from the time you woke her up to the time you ended up on top of her, choking her, how long did that whole part take?
That was probably like 5 minutes.
So pretty quick. She tries to get the phone, you try and stop her. You guys struggle to the floor and you end up on top of her with your hands on her neck. And you're pushing and squeezing. You have your hand over her mouth at the same time?
Well, my hand on her mouth was on the couch.
Okay.
And then, I don't know, rolled or something off the couch.
Was she like fighting back with you then, trying to struggle, and then you guys went down?
Yeah. I think on her way down or something got ripped.
But you don't remember ripping her panties? How long did you stay there before you put her in the closet?
That was probably like 30 minutes. I just kind of sat there and I didn't know like what was going on. Like I was so in shock.
Was there any adrenaline then? No.
It was like adrenaline shock at the same time. So like 1 second I'm like adrenaline.
You know, and the next thing you know, it's like an overload.
I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
So what did you do with your gloves when you left?
We rode away.
Where at?
In the trash can.
At home. Because there's a glove there. Could you have dropped one?
There was one there. I guess I did drop one back.
There was purple stuff on it. What was the purple stuff that was on it? I get it, that there's a whole piece of this that you don't understand why you do, okay? I understand the whole piece that you don't understand. And I get that. Did the purple stuff have to do with the whole piece that you don't understand why you do? No. Is that the same time that you were taking some of those pictures?
Yeah, after I took those pictures, I was like, what?
That's when the shock set in?
Yeah, it's like, what am I doing?
So it was adrenaline all the way up till then. And then that whole shock took over the overload. Is that right?
It sounds right now.
Back home. She may have asked you this, but did you mean to hurt Margaret like that?
No. No.
Or was it just the shock? The shock.
You said you started doing it, and by the time you realized that she had died, it was too late.
Nothing I could do.
That like punch the wall of the school, does that make frustration?
No, that's
Out your hand, you know, it hurts.
It's already, I didn't have my hands in my pinky. I didn't even care. I was just mad because I finished my test in math, and then I saw a text from that said the cops had my phone. I'm like, great. And then Miss rings. I'm like, that's for me, I guarantee it. I'm looking at her, she looks at me, and she, like, go to the office. I'm like, great.
Yeah, so the birthday type stuff in the school, that was
Yeah.
okay.
Well, I thought,
Yeah, the church, yeah, sorry.
Did you have to go in church? No. You set off the alarm clock with the windows?
yeah, like,
Were you going to go into the church before the alarm went off?
I don't really know what we were going to do at the church. I didn't even hear the alarms go off. That he like, dude, the alarms are going off. I'm like, what are you talking about? And I listened and like, we should probably go. And we did.
Did you feel weird going out, like, given some cars are trying to break that place, knowing what you've already been through in Margaret's house? That seems strange. Or just kind of like the thought of past that, the over, you can't change it.
Was it less of an adrenaline rush?
Yeah. Wasn't.
Was there that same adrenaline when you were on top of Margaret? Was there the same adrenaline?
That was,
Yeah. Was it a little bit different?
well, like, that, you know, and breaking the cars.
Yeah.
I mean, cars is like that.
Quick fix.
It's just that, you know what, when you go to open the door handle, it's like, is the alarm going to go off? Is someone going to come outside? So it's like, there's that risk. And then, I mean, the whole breaking into the house, that was the adrenaline part. I think, I don't know, I didn't even have a grip on reality.
All the phone contained images of Margaret before and after her death, as well as videos of your son with her.
Okay.
Engaging in sex with her.
Oh my God. This isn't happening. This isn't real.
I want you to know, I spoke to the director of the juvenile detention facility. I explained the situation. I explained that he was highly emotionally distraught. I asked him to fill out watch.
Okay.
I've asked him to take, to keep under 24/7 observation. Okay. I know this is an emotionally devastating situation.
I just right now.
It's a horrible set of circumstances. You deserve to know he will be tried as an adult. Oh my God, 98 years old. Just living out her days. And here's my son. My son. My mother, all these people out here, and it's my son.
In early April 2018, something about Margaret's home drew him in. Maybe the silence, maybe the opportunity, or maybe he had already been imagining this moment long before he ever stepped onto her porch. On April 6th, he walked inside. There was no sign of hesitation, no panic, no rush. He moved like someone carrying out a decision already made. And the violence that followed was a kind investigators describe only when their voices drop and the room grows still. He strangled her, slowly, firmly, with the kind of sustained brutality that leaves no room for the word accident. And when her body fell quiet, he didn't run. He didn't collapse. Instead, he stayed. What happened next was so disturbing that even seasoned detectives struggled to understand it. He assaulted her body using a jar of jelly he found in her home. He recorded parts of what he did. He took photos. He saved them in a locked folder on his phone, a folder he titled simply, Dark. Then he placed her inside a closet, closed the door gently, as if tidying up a room, and walked out carrying her wallet. He went home, a 17-year-old killer blending back into a quiet street where no one yet knew a century-old life had been extinguished. For days, the house stayed still, too still. When neighbors realized they hadn't seen Margaret, someone finally called for a welfare check. Police walked into a scene that defied everything they knew of her. And when they opened the closet, the truth they'd been hoping not to find was waiting. The investigation pointed to one house almost immediately, the Ramsay home. A search warrant followed. In his bedroom, officers found Margaret's wallet sitting in plain view, as if he didn't believe he needed to hide. But the real horror was on his phone. Detectives unlocked the folder and found the videos, the photos, the evidence that transformed suspicion into absolute certainty. When he was brought into the interrogation room, Gavon didn't cry. He didn't deny anything. He spoke with a calm, chilling honesty. At one point, he told investigators he didn't think he could stop himself, and that he would probably do it again. To hear that from a 17-year-old was enough to drain the color from a room. His parents were left in ruins. Trying to reconcile the son, they tucked into bed with a monster described in police reports. Prosecutors prepared for a case that seemed almost unreal in its brutality. And the neighborhood, the same quiet street where Margaret once waved at passers-by, would never look the same again.
What do you think is going to happen with me?
I think you're going to go to juvenile detention. And you're going to do some time in jail.
How long do you think?
I don't know. I just don't know, Gavin. But I do know that your mom absolutely loves you, and you are a huge part of her world, and she needs you to be here.
But that's what I'm most upset about.
But I want you to remember that. I don't want you to forget that, okay? You can't.
I don't, like, it's the only thing that's kept me going. My mom.
She seems like a pretty fantastic lady.
She is.
And she loves you more than anything, so if anybody can get you through this and get you what you need to fix whatever's going on with you, it's your mom.
But that's the thing, I don't know if this can be fixed. Because it doesn't feel like it's some regular emotion. This feels like it's natural, and I don't want it to be.
Anything can be fixed. Yeah.
I wasn't blowing smoke when I told you you were a nice kid. You know, you seem like a super nice kid. There's got to be something that, that's making all this happen for you, right?
Probably, but I don't know what.
So you're kind of fixing that now, don't you think?
No, and made it a whole lot worse.
That's a big weight to be carrying around, don't you think?
Yeah.
It's a whole lot of monkey on your back that you've been taking. And now you're not toting it anymore. Now you get to heal.
During their search, police discovered a journal in Gavon's bedroom that revealed he had again withheld the truth. The journal began with research on serial killers Donald Henry Gaskins and Ted Bundy, but soon shifted to ideas for skits and short films, each featuring Gavon in the role of a killer. In almost every story, Braden played the victim. As chilling as these entries were, Gavon's thoughts were most disturbing. One entry read, "I want to know what's wrong with me. Sometimes I just want to go off on someone and beat them until they're not breathing anymore. It's not for attention or anything. I honestly want to take someone's life." In another entry, he wrote, "I don't feel empathy or sympathy for anybody. I just don't care."
You ever told your counselor about any of the thoughts that you have?
I did a lot, and she didn't. She started with trying to treat the depression first, and it wasn't working for a little bit. I still tried to kill myself, but I didn't.
There's no time, right?
No, I don't care what happens to me. Like, honestly, I don't. It's what happened. Like, what would it do to my mom? If, like, I killed myself and that my mom said she couldn't go another day if I died. I'm not gonna kill myself because of that.
So it's more for her, not for you.
Yeah, I don't care about me. I don't.
You do. People care about you.
Other people might, but
it's because you're dealing with so much. That's why you don't. But deep down, you still do. Because people that truly don't anymore, they don't want to do it. You have the heart. That's why.
The night you were out at Margaret's, had you drank or smoked anything? Done any that night?
No, I was actually sober that night. Which is another reason why I smoke and I drink. Because I can't handle myself when I'm sober. Or I can't, like, comprehend. I don't even know the word to use. My thoughts when I'm sober are dark. When I'm high, they're like good thoughts.
Had you ever thought about harming anybody before or taking someone's life before?
Not like planning it out, but like, oh, I'm so mad I can kill someone right now. Like that kind of thing.
But you never imagined yourself actually doing it?
No, I could never vision myself like wondering what would he did. I couldn't, like, I don't know, like some stuff you think about yourself in that situation, like, yeah, I could see that. And then, like, I think about a car crash or something, me dying in a car crash, I'd be like, yeah, I see that. Something else that doesn't necessarily involve me dying, or even like me being injured. Like, yeah, but I think about me being someone, I'm like, I can't see that. I can't.
Gavon had been in and out of counseling for years, during which he was diagnosed with ADHD and depression. Another chilling entry in his journal revealed the depth of his depravity. He wrote, "I think if counseling doesn't help, I'm honestly going to kill someone. I'll probably take a girl out to the woods, rape her, and kill her. I wouldn't feel bad about it, but I know it's wrong."
If she was here, what would you say to her?
Like, what do you mean?
If she was here alive in front of you, what would you say to her?
I'm sorry. That was never meant to happen. If I could take it back, I would.
Gavon's confession brought a bittersweet relief to a community overwhelmed by grief since Margaret's tragic death. It wasn't just the loss of a cherished member, but the horrific nature of her murder that haunted everyone, leaving an indelible scar on their hearts.
For a lady to be 98 years old and have a 17-year-old young man come in and take advantage of her like that, he could have taken the wallet and left. He didn't need to strangle her.
Makes me sad that it happened, but I am glad that, we know who did it and we don't have to fear in our neighborhoods.
When the trial began, Margaret's family and the prosecutor were determined to secure Gavon's maximum sentence.
She loved being alive. She often talked that she just couldn't wait until she turned 100.
I find him to be pathetic and a coward, and someone that preyed on the most vulnerable person he could find and attack her in her most vulnerable moment, in the middle of the night when she was asleep. He broke into her house, watched her sleeping, and took videos of her sleeping. He then held her against her will, hit her, and strangled her. And I believe that he planned to kill numerous people and used my aunt as a warm-up, so to speak, for those other killings. I feel the escalation of his crimes through the years show his inability to reform. He is not safe to be on the streets. He will hurt people again. He will kill people again.
Even though he stalked her, and even though he murdered her, and he videoed her, and abused her, and disrobed her, and used jelly, and stuffed the body in a closet, and had time to search and ransack the house and find the wallet, he was always mindful of the time, Your Honor.
Gavon's mother also took the stand to support her son.
He's loyal to a fault. He's compassionate. And this thing that we're sitting here discussing is not who my son is. I don't care how much you want to point out evil facts. That's not my son.
I wrote this down because I knew I wouldn't know what to say on the spot. I don't know how to explain why all this happened. I don't think there really is an explanation to begin with. I think about it all the time. I would take it back in a heartbeat if I could. I feel terrible for what I've done, and I would never do anything like that again. I'm so sorry for what I did, and I constantly live in regret and shame because of it. I wish I had the words to express how sorry I really am.
On January 3rd, 2019, Gavon Ramsay was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole for the aggravated murder of Margaret Douglas. He was also given a 10-year sentence for aggravated burglary, kidnapping, and a 12-month sentence for abuse of a corpse. Gavon Ramsay's crime shocked the community and left a lasting impact on the loved ones of Margaret Douglas. With his conviction and life sentence, justice was served, though the horror of his actions will never be forgotten. But what about Gavon's character? Was he truly remorseful for his actions, or was he a criminal psychopath who might have escalated to becoming a serial killer had he not been caught? And what does his behavior reveal, especially when considering the horrific condition in which Margaret was found? Let us know your thoughts on the case in the comments section. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more such content.